Welcome to Over the Line, the football debate show by fans for fans. My name is Dave O, the host of the show, and joining me today, it's just you and me, Nigel. How are you, bro?
I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I can't lie, bro. I think it's been a good weekend of results. The football's been eventful. The results have gone our way. I can't complain, bro. So, as usual, we'll start off with me reading out the results from the weekend, and then we'll just get into the chat and chew the fat from the weekend. How's that sound?
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, wicked. So Saturday's results, we saw Brighton and Everton kick off the games by drawing 1-1 at Brighton. Leeds at home 4-0 defeat to Arsenal. That is a 9-0 aggregate, I believe, this season for Arsenal versus Leeds. Some teams out there get two bites of the cherry against Leeds and end up drawing twice. Liverpool. Wolves lost at home 2-0 to Bournemouth. West Ham 2 up against Chelsea, only go and proceed to lose the game 3-2. Leroy Rossini and his good vibes continue there. Liverpool destroy Newcastle 4-1, and a Geordie favourite Ekatike with 2 goals there. That must hurt the Geordie fans seeing that. What could have been if they had got him. Aston Villa today lost 1-0 at home to Brentford. Brentford going down to 10 men and still holding out to get a result there. I have to say, is it Keith Andrews, the manager? He's got to be in the shout for manager of the season because he is doing an absolutely wonderful job there. Manchester United beat Fulham 3-2. Carrick's great run continues. Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace draw 1-1. And then the final game of the day saw Tottenham come from 2 goals down and do their North London rivals Arsenal a big favour by drawing 2-2 with Manchester City. Last game of the weekend tomorrow sees Sunderland at home to Burnley. We will address that next week if there's anything eventful from that. So there's only one place to start, Nigel, and that is the big game of yesterday. Leeds losing 4-0 at home to Arsenal. Let me go first on this one. So after the result last week where, you know, Manchester United effectively ended our season, according to some of your fans, and got themselves back into the title race, Arsenal needed to show something and, bounce back as quickly as possible. We do that in the best possible way at Elland Road against the Leeds team, who I believe haven't lost at home in the last 10 games or something in and around that. So it was supposed to be a difficult game. We handled it very, very professionally. A goal and an assist from Madueke, one of those, his goal actually coming directly from a corner. Darlow in the lead goal, managing to push the ball into the back of his own net. Zubimendi with a header, and then Gyökeres with a nice near post finish. Arsenal back on track after the results that happened today, which we will get onto. We're sitting now with a 6-point lead at the top. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm in a much better headspace this week than I was last week. Nigel, what are your thoughts on Arsenal's 4-0 win away and bouncing back after defeat last week?
Look, if you're being honest with ourselves, if when I looked at the fixture list, did I think Arsenal would lose or draw? No. Did I think there was a potential that Spurs could, with their recent form against Man City, could throw a banana skin? Yes, I did think that. Did I think Aston Villa will lose to Brentford? No, I did not. So, out of all the results, and when I saw West Ham 2-0 up against Chelsea, I thought, oh Lord, then I was happy. So I thought, so Chelsea did as I expected.
Mm.
In all honesty, out of all the results, the Liverpool 4, Newcastle 1 was a shocker for me. I didn't see a 4-1. I would never have called a 4-1. If anything, I thought Newcastle, out of all the fixtures that you said, could get something out of the game. But I will say that Newcastle played fantastic the first half. I can't believe they went in 2-1 down after the first half. They absolutely battered Liverpool. But in the cold light of day, and did I think Man United will beat West Fulham? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And the worst part is that for a good 80 minutes, we were fantastic in that game. Absolutely brilliant. And then when it got to 2-2, I was like, I don't even understand what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
You're watching the game, like, how is it 2-2? And when Kevin scored that goal, banger, I was like, you know what? You can't legislate for bangers and a penalty against you. And Maguire was unlucky with the tackle. It was a penalty, but so unlucky.
Mm.
Sports is one of those days. And then says, well, the man is scoring in Tesco. Yeah, he showed it. He showed it. My name is Sesko. Yeah, made it 3-2. Beautiful, fantastic result. Well deserved result, I might add. But I've
You know what I find funny about that game, right? Is that when it was 2-0 heading into like the 80-something minute, right? I said to myself, you know what, man, I can't be bothered with this. I need to go and just make myself some food, grab something to eat, bro. Before my food was prepped, it was 2-2, right? I had all of the memes, all of the messages, I had it all locked, loaded, ready to go, right? And I thought, you know what? Let me just chill on this right now because I don't want to jinx nothing. Send it, and then United go and get a winner, right?
Yeah.
So I left it. I saw 2-2. I was like, okay, cool. Before I could even get halfway through lunch, yeah, I saw 3-2. I thought, oh, do you know what? This is why I'm glad I didn't send none of that stuff because
I wish you sent it. I wish you sent it. This Man United is different. This
yeah.
Man United. But the thing is, if you watch the game though, I don't get it wrong. I mean, you make your own luck. But if you watch the game in terms of 102 minutes, there's no way Man United deserve to lose that match. Sorry, absolutely no way on this planet. We were absolutely brilliant. We were fantastic. I love the game, and the thing is that hardly any of our players, apart from Martinez, reached the levels of Arsenal or Man City. But you would expect that. But apart from Casemiro took our game to another level. He's doing his farewell tour, and I'm actually going to miss that guy. I tell you what, because you know what? A manager who knows his stuff, and the right system, it just tells you what could have been with someone with his expertise and his mentality amongst this squad. What we could have been. But anyway, let's not go back into the past. We made our mistakes, but hopefully we've seen the light now.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I didn't see Arsenal battering Leeds. I did expect you to win. I would have been extremely surprised if it was anything but a win. But did I see a 4-0? Nah, I didn't see a 4-0. Not with what I've seen from you guys as an attacking force. And of course, an own goal and set piece standard. But still, four against this lead side is impressive. I'm not gonna take anything away from you guys. I will say we're the only team that be 2-0 up that actually managed to win the game this weekend. Yeah, so that this is something for Carrick, But they always say 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline, and Man United sure that give us 2-0, we'll see it through.
Just about. So let's have a look at what all of these results do to the table. Then we'll talk a little bit in depth about Carrick. So at the moment, Arsenal sitting top, first place, 53 points. Next up, we have Man City in second on 47, 6 points back. Right. Aston Villa in third, faltering. They're on 46 points, and then you have Manchester United 5 points back on 41. Chelsea in fifth on 40, Liverpool in sixth on 39. I won't go through the rest of the league, but what I will say is that Tottenham potentially in a relegation battle. Fingers crossed they do go down. Their next three are Man United, Newcastle, and Arsenal, I believe. Do you think that you lot, Man United, can possibly catch Villa in third, who are 5 points ahead of you? Because it looks like you're the form team in the league so far.
What are we? 14 games to go, 5 points lead. Let me ask you something. If you were 5 points behind Man City with 14 games to go and asked you, could you win the league? Your answer would be yes, correct?
If we were 5 points behind Man City with 14 to go, I'd say the league's over.
Oh.
I would, because it's Man City, but this is Villa we're talking about.
Man United behind any team with 14 games to go, 1 game a week. Yeah, I will fancy our chances against any team, any position, any
Even
point.
first.
Yeah, if we're 5 points behind you, we're talking about title race here.
All right, hold on. Let me throw this at you then. Since you've just said that, you've given me a new trail of thought here. Man City are a point ahead of Villa, so they're 6 points ahead of you. Do you feel like you can catch them?
Oh, well, honestly,
Yeah.
what do I honestly? I think one game a week. I will expect my team to challenge vigorously for the second position. I think to go to, as you mentioned, another 6 points to you, that's too far. So we're not in a title race, but if you're talking, is it possible to make up 6 points within 14 games when we're playing once a week? Yeah. So if you're in around the same points as Man City, we're in the title race. And now let's still go for it. 100%. But no, you're too far ahead. 12 points is too much. But that's way too much. But
so you believe second place is on?
Second place is absolutely on. Absolutely. This is Manchester United that we're talking about here. Yeah.
The energy is different, man. Since Amarin.
No. Do you remember when Amarin got sacked?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same. The moment Amarin got sacked, and we had our podcast. I'm reflecting the same energy that I told you that day. The person that was holding us back was the manager. My players can play. We signed Cunha, Puemo, and Sesko. All right, Sesko was an unknown. Don't get me wrong. But we're playing Fernandez in a number 10. We're playing mainly one of our best, brightest youngsters in the history of Manchester United in central midfield against a 5-time Champions League winner. Martinez is back. You got a plethora of central defenders. Yeah, you may talk about our fullbacks. I wouldn't argue against that. But outside of that, 9. We finally got a goalkeeper who doesn't throw the ball in the back of the net. So therefore, you're talking about 9 players. 9 players that I'll put up against anyone.
9 players minus the fullbacks. Yeah, so it's minus the fullbacks basically.
Yeah. I'm not too pleased with my fullbacks, but everywhere else, I'll put Casemiro up against your Zubimendi, for example, in a competent team. I think Casemiro can do way more in a one season. Not the next 5 years. In this season, I think Casemiro can outperform Zubimendi. Absolutely. I think Fernandez can outperform Odegaard. I absolutely do. I think Sesko can outperform Gyökeres. I think Cunha can outperform Trossard over a season. Saka wins against anyone. Your fullbacks win against any of mine.
Our centre backs win against any of yours.
They win,
No. I'm not hearing that. The gap is big. Let's not be silly now.
No. See,
let's not be silly.
No.
Silly.
No. Actually,
Nigel.
No.
Don't be silly. You're talking Martinez, Maguire, Lenny Yoro.
What's the gap? You're telling me, hold on. You're telling me the gap between those guys is the same gap between Timber and Dallo.
I'm telling you the gap between Gabriel Saliba is gargantuan against any 2 combination you want to bring me.
Okay. I disagree. So therefore, I'm telling you, and in the game, you saw that. In our game against you, in both games against you, you saw that.
Saw what?
What
did I
say?
Be
fooled. Wait. Don't be fooled by the people that we have managing my players. Your fullbacks. Now, that's what you're talking about. Absolutely. Our
fullbacks don't even play like fullbacks. So the comparison there is a bit weird. They don't play the same way.
Your Timber against my Dallo,
they don't play the same way.
My Shaw and all of that. Absolutely. Whatever. In those positions, in a back four, the 2 that play the widest, yes, it's gigantic. The difference between the two, but you're talking about a World Cup winner, and you're talking about a central defender that's been in the last two Euros finals for his country. The gap is not that huge. I'm sorry, I disagree, and I don't believe that Reyes is as good as you guys claim to be. Right? I'm not saying Lemons is better than him. I'm not saying that at all. At this stage of his career, Rayo is better 100%, but the gap is not that big, right? So therefore, you're speaking when you're looking at man for man. I don't see that much. And actually, let me ask you a different question, David. Team of the season. If you was to pick the team of the season, no. I'm sure you've heard this conversation.
Yeah, I have. It's bullshit.
Also truthfully for me, take out your back. What 6? Who would you put ahead of Man United? The front 5 going forwards or the front 4 going forwards? Who would you put
in the team of the season?
For the Premier League, who would you put ahead of Man United players?
Wait, what's the question? Is it team of the season or is it just plays in the Premier League in general?
Well, team is the same, isn't it? Team of the Premier League team of the season. If it was between Man United and Arsenal players in an offensive position,
who would get in?
Who would you put? What Arsenal player would you put ahead of a Man United player in an offensive position for team of the season?
I think Trossard gets in there because Trossard. Okay. I think Trossard has been very good this season. Okay. I think Saka would. Saka's almost an automatic, despite what his numbers are saying lately. Okay. And I would be interested in who.
Wait. Hold on. Let me.
Now you want to phrase it, yeah? Hold on.
Wait, let me ask the question again. Let me ask the question again. Sorry, I think I made a mistake here. All right, Saka is world class. This man is unbelievable. So let me just rephrase my question. This season. So let me just say, forget the names. Sorry, forgive me. That's my mistake. Forget the names. Just this season. Who would you put an Arsenal player ahead of a Man United player this season? So not what they've done historically, and not what they could potentially be. None of that. Just
let me throw something at you then. Yeah.
No, answer my question. Hold on. No. Don't answer the question.
My answer's still the same then. Trossard for me would get in over anyone that you've had on the left this season. Right? This season. Okay. The season is in entirety, not just the last 6 or 7 games. Yeah, no, in its entirety, I think Trossard gets in on the left ahead of anyone that you want to tell me has played on your left. Yes, Dorgu who's had a couple of good weeks, but that's a couple.
I'm not arguing. There's no argument here.
I think Saka will still get in on the right, but you're going to want to argue with me in Mbeumo. Okay, so if I say to you, hold on. No.
Do you know what?
No. You gotta let me say my point, and then you say yours.
No. I genuinely thought we were gonna be able to have a conversation, but
we are. I'm allowed to express my point. Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. So you're gonna want to argue Mbeumo on the right. Cool, right? So if I give you Mbeumo on the right hand side because he's played well, right? My next question to you is, who in your strike force gets in ahead of Gyökeres? Because it ain't Sesko.
A few minutes a man that's at the Tesco said I'll put him at the Gyökeres, honestly. But you know what? You're disingenuous. But if you look at the wait, all right, let me say it a different way. If you're looking at the formation, unfortunately we played a different formation to you. So therefore you got Ahmad and Mbeumo as an attacking force, right? So unfortunately for you, when you look at the formation, I agree with Trossard, by the way. I think Trossard, when I've heard the conversation about people being in the team of the season, actually, out of all the Arsenal players, I think Trossard's got a shout, personally. I think he's been dismissed in all the conversations and all the podcasts I've heard. I think he's been truly disrespected. I think he's been absolutely outstanding for you this season, personally. But on the right-hand side, if you look at the formation we played up until Carrick the last 3 games, it actually has been Ahmad. Unfortunately for them, it was maybe been clouded your judgment is that they've been away for African Cup of Nations, right? But before that, absolutely Ahmad and Mbeumo. Before you even speak about that, so however you want to be fluid and put it in, because I can say to you that Fernandes hasn't exactly been playing in the Odegaard position. He hasn't been, but you Fernandez is without question in any Premier
I
League
agree.
team. So you can't talk positional sense because then Fernandez doesn't make your argument, right? Because as a 3-5, whatever the man was playing, right, the 3-4-3, Fernandez doesn't get a look in. You're talking about him against Zubimendi or whatever, right? So that's not the case. All right, but it's not the case. He is a number 10. He's the best number 10 in the world. So anyway, I was just curious. I just wanted to know. I actually do agree with you on Trossard. And I'm actually happy to hear you say Trossard because I think this guy's been disrespected because all forms of media that I've been listening to, all podcasts, when they say that no Arsenal player would be in the team of the season, actually, I think Trossard would.
I'm interested in who they argue would be in the team of the season on that side because I suppose Semenyo was playing there for Bournemouth, so he'd have a shot, but he's now at
Semenyo absolutely. Trossard's been great. Semenyo's been beyond better. So Semenyo would be in from the left. There's no question.
But I'm wondering though what other names that they've been sort of throwing in there because.
All right, so let's quickly say Semenyo on the left, Haaland up front, even though he's
on the right.
Yeah, and then if not Haaland, Thiago is the next one that you can make an argument for if you wanted to, right? And then on the right, Mbeumo before he went to African Cup of Nations, where he was playing off the right. And then in the number 10 or just behind the striker, you would be talking about Bruno, Guimaraes for Newcastle before he got injured. Outstanding.
Enzo.
And then not for me. Enzo and then Fernandez. So for me, it's the two Brunos, like the conversations between.
What in the number 10?
Yeah, the two Brunos.
Well, for me, it's Bruno Fernandes.
No,
it'll be interesting.
No, wait. This season, Bruno for Newcastle has been outstanding. It's only because we missed in the last 2 or 3 games.
No, he has. He has.
He's been absolutely fantastic.
I'm not sure he's been specifically in the 10. That's my own. That's my.
Yeah, but when because with Newcastle, it's Tonali and the Brazilian guy that was a forward. Yeah. Which one?
Joelinton.
Yeah, Joelinton. They play behind him. Those two, even though Joelinton was bought as a striker, which I find interesting. But
I forget where it came from, Joelinton, where they got him from.
He came from Germany, right? He was playing in Germany.
I think he was playing in the German league. Yeah.
So he plays behind Bruno. They're Bruno.
All right, here's a question for you. City threw away 2-goal lead away at Tottenham. Now, Tottenham always give City, I don't know how they do it, whatever form Tottenham are in, City can't do nothing with them. What kind of a psychological blow is this going to be to Man City's title hopes?
I don't think it makes a difference. Why do I not think that? Because they still needed to win. What's the goal difference between you two?
We're 3 ahead.
Okay, so that... Because you won 4-0 just now. Yeah. All right. So therefore, you just up the ante. But in theory, I don't see much of a difference with a decent goal difference between 4 and a 6. It's still 2 games that they have to catch up upon you. Now you've upped the ante to 3 goals as opposed to 1, which is what it was before, right? So if they had won the match, you said it's 3 now, so it would have been 2 if they had won 3-2, for example. So
they're at Liverpool next,
and now this Liverpool side. But who have you got? You got to play Man City at the Etihad, right?
Yes.
You're done with Liverpool. You're done with Man United. You got North London derby, I think.
Yeah.
Who else
Chelsea.
you got? Where?
At home.
Who else you got? Have you got Newcastle
at home?
Oh, at home, yeah. Mm-hmm. You play Villa,
but City still have Villa. City still have Liverpool. City still have Newcastle, I believe. City still have. I think City are done with you guys, done with Tottenham, and done with Chelsea. But they still have Newcastle, they still have Liverpool next, and they still have. In fact, instead of guessing, let me pull up the fixtures.
See, the difference between you and them, and I said this to you in the last episode, is that you're gonna go all out for the League Cup because Saka pulled up with it. Saka got pulled up with an injury, correct?
Yeah, he did, but I'm not sure it's gonna be too much.
No. My point is that you guys are gonna go for the League Cup, so you're gonna go for this. You probably play Man City in the final. You're absolutely going to go for the FA Cup final, for the FA Cup, and because up until you play PSG, you were flying, if I remember correctly, and you lost 3-1 to PSG, and then the wheels started to fall apart for you. And I believe that Arteta, for some reason, is going to go. Honestly, for me, if I was Arteta this season, everything is the Premier League. Next season, I will do exactly what he's doing this season.
We can't do that. We can't do that because we can't start picking and choosing what we go for. And this is a conversation that is coming up more and more, and it's irritating me because we have people in our fan base.
Do you know why I disagree? Because we've seen some of the greatest managers in Jose Mourinho prioritize certain competitions.
We cannot be choosers. We're not that club.
Sorry, I disagree with you.
But we have the squads to go for everything. So why not just go for everything?
Saka just went off injured. Now, okay, yes, you got Madueke. You do. Madueke is not going to win it. Madueke is not going to win the Champions League. Let me say this right now. Let me say this for you.
Yeah, but you're acting like Saka's not going to be back.
Wait, hold on. Can I just say it? Madueke is not going to help you beat the Bayern Munichs and the PSGs.
You sure about that?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Hasn't he already helped us beat Bayern Munich because he scored against them?
Yeah. Group state, league state. Please.
I don't care. But that what you've just said.
Yeah. Okay. Ballon d'Or. Madueke, Ballon d'Or.
No.
All right, good. Then stop. Then stop.
Then
good. Stop. Then good. Then stop what you was about to say. As I said, Madueke is not going to help you win the Champions League. Right? He's a good for a 3-point here, a 3-point there. He is not a league-winning winger.
Nigel, what you've just said.
Madueke is not a league-winning winger. Otherwise, Chelsea would have won the league and he would have come to you as the league winner.
What you've just said is nonsense because Madueke, right? Going into that game, it was billed as the two best teams in Europe, with Bayern being seen as the best team in Europe at that point in time, right? Madueke. I don't care when it was. This is what it was built. Yeah, I'm giving you the context, right?
Wait.
Hold on. You've just said Madueke is not going to help us win the Champions League, and you specifically named Bayern, but he scored in that game, and we put 3 past them.
And well done. Good for the stats.
And your comeback was it was group stage.
Good for the stats. Not for the winners, not for the medals in the cabinet, right?
Yeah, but what you're saying is now predicated on Saka being out.
Because if you look at the history, if you look at Madrid when Zidane won it, look at the form of the league in the Champions League group stages when it wasn't even this one, when it was the previous ones. Terrible shit. They had their Christmas break and they came back and romped to it. Okay, because the difference is that when it gets to squeaky bum time, their leagues, they can really afford to rest their best players, their Mbappe's and that. In this league, you can't afford to rest you can try to rest Saka and play Madueke. You can try and then see what happens.
But this is why we
see what happens in the Premier League.
We literally have 2 players for every position, and the drop off in quality between the first and the second is not that. It's not
the drop off between Saka and Madueke is humongous.
This season, you sure about that?
The drop off between
you sure about that?
When it comes,
no. I'm not talking about when it comes. I'm talking about right now.
Listen, still 14 games to go versus 6 games to go, 8 games to go.
Listen to my words. Mm-hmm. The drop off between the first choice and the second choice is not that big.
It's massive.
You've names dropped Saka and Madueke.
It's massive.
What have you seen this season that tells you?
All right, let me ask you a question. The drop off between Trossard and Martinelli.
It's not gargantuan.
For you.
It's not gargantuan.
Oh, okay.
I think we have
Like the
different
drop off
profiles
between
for different games.
Hazard and Jokeres is
We don't have Hazard, so I don't know what you're on about.
okay. So Jokeres to go lead you the title.
Nigel, it's a squad game.
Wait, I'm just asking you.
You're trying to pinpoint.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying here.
You're trying to pinpoint and pivot. Yeah, it's a squad game.
You said squad game, but wait, only the players you want to be a squad. So no Declan Rice.
No. Hold on. Listen to me. Norgard, quality player.
Right. So Declan Rice and Norgard, you're gonna win the rest of the games. Yeah.
I don't want to have to rely on a team that doesn't have Declan Rice in it. I want Declan Rice in that team at all times, right? We have a squad. We have a squad, right? We have a squad that can go for all 4 trophies on.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah,
do you not go for it?
We can do that.
No, go for it.
And as an Arsenal fan,
you don't go for it because you know what's going to happen.
As an Arsenal fan, I don't think we can be picky and choosy.
I'll tell you what's going to happen here, right? You're going to go you're going to go deep, and then you'll get knocked out. Mm-hmm. And you see the psychological damage of being knocked out in this competition when you put your first teamers out. Yeah. Then you got to find out.
Yeah, and you're talking about the Champions League.
Then you're going to find out when
you're talking about the Champions League. So what you're saying is that we should play our second string in the Champions League and get knocked out because
all right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a different question. Do you believe that doing the same thing over and over again and end up with the same result is a sign of stupidity? Do you believe that?
What's the context here, Nigel?
Wait, I'm asking you a question. Do you believe doing the same thing?
Here? You're trying to apply it to football.
I'm asking you a question. Do you believe doing the same thing over and over again and ending with the same result, right? When you're looking for something different, it's a sign of stupidity.
But the context here is we have a squad now. How many times do I need to say this? We have a squad. Okay.
But one last time. Do you believe doing the same thing?
It's a stupid question. It's a stupid question.
So you refuse to answer?
It's a ridiculous question, Nigel.
So are you refusing to answer?
The squad we have now is not the squad we had 3 years ago.
I hear all of that. But so my question to you is this, right? Your best player is out. We had to pull out in a warm-up. Your best player.
Nigel, which says to me that this is God knows who's next. Let me ask
God knows who's next. Well, all right, so if Declan Rice, hold on, Declan Rice in the next game pulls up injured in the warm-up.
We got a problem.
Or Gabriel, or Saliba. Gabriel's already been out, so we handled that nicely. We handled that nicely. Only lost to Villa. Anyway, so what I'm saying, what you're saying is we should be concentrating on the Premier League, is what you're saying, right? Now, based on the things that you allude to earlier on in the conversation, you said something along the lines of you're going to go deep, and when you go out with your first team, the psychological damage is going to be great. That sounds as if you're saying focus on the Premier League and put out your reserve team in the Champions League. That makes no sense. No, you just said to me you got a squad.
We do have a squad,
right? So play that squad that you're telling me you got in the Champions League. What's the problem?
But we have been, and we won 8 out of 8. We won 8 out of 8. Now, just because we have a squad, Nigel, doesn't mean we're going to win everything.
No,
we might not win anything at all.
No, David, in your next game in the Champions League, play Kepa, play White.
We don't need to do that.
Why?
Why would we do that? We're trying to win the competition, so we're going to play our strongest.
Cool. So let me ask you a question. So when you do that and you go all out in the Champions League, and then you're coming to play the Premier League in the Manchester derby, and Declan Rice pulls up with hamstring injury,
but injuries can happen at any point in time. Injuries can happen at any point in time.
And then they close the point. They close the. All right, let me ask you a question.
You've been asking a lot of questions.
Straight up and down. If you lose based on injuries to Man City and they go on to pip you on goal difference, how would you feel?
I'd be gutted. I would be gutted.
What would you say? With hindsight, what would you say?
I would be like, oh my goodness, man. If only we had just won one more match, be it against Forest, Man United, or Liverpool.
For 4 seasons in a row, you'll be saying that, really?
Yeah, I would. This season, that's what I'd say. If they pipped us on goal difference, I'd be like, damn it, man. If only we got a few more own goals and
That's it.
corners.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'd be saying.
No,
That's exactly
you
what
should
I'm saying.
then you should roll again because you've been saying the 5th, 6th, 7th season. You
That's
should roll
fine.
again.
That's cool. But we
How
have a
can it be
squad.
fine?
We
How
have a
can it be
squad to be able to go for
You
everything.
won it in 2026. You won the league in 2004, right?
With God's
I'm a
grace,
bit-
we'll win it in
I have
2026.
I have to be surprised. I'm genuinely surprised.
With God's
by
grace,
what
we
you-
win
I'm
it.
genuinely surprised by what you're saying. Because
With
you
God's
know
grace,
what?
we win it
You
in
rate.
2026.
Wait, let me tell you something. Because you rate Antonio Conte as a manager, and you know I've never had.
I used to.
I
I
think
think it's
he's
a bit
a
volatile
one,
now.
I think this man is a one-trick pony. But one thing he's able to do, right? Somehow, some way, he will come into a country, come into a team, look at the team, and he will focus on the league. Say, "Yo, we're gonna win this league," and he will do everything else. And that first season, he will win that league
Mm,
somehow, some way,
mm.
right? But then in that second, so you've already got the league under your belt, which means like Slot, you got credit in the bank.
Mhm.
So for me, obviously, don't get relegated, but then you can express yourself in European competition and go for the highest honors, which will give you global recognition. And this man has failed year after year after year with the champions of said club in said country. Right? I do not rate this man at all. Right? But I believe he's got it the right way around because outside of me, he's revered. He's revered across the footballing world and the footballing cycle. Every time I hear his name, I
Rightly
hear
so. He's been a great manager.
no, I hear champion and I hear great manager and me. I see a one-trick pony, but that's what it does. That's what winning does, and that's what winning the league does. And what winning the Champions League makes you winning the Champions League without doing anything in a domestic league of note over the same period of time just makes you a better Di Matteo.
Fair enough. I mean, let's see how the season pans out. It's just in my opinion, as an Arsenal fan, I don't think we can be picking choosing.
But do you want Arteta to be labelled as a Di Matteo who spent like?
I want Arteta to be labelled as the only coach.
£1.5 billion.
I want Arteta to be labelled as the only coach with done the quad.
Ivan Grant or
I want Arteta to be labelled as the only coach to have done the quad. That's what I want for Arteta. That's what I want.
Oh, so you think the quad?
I want the quad.
Oh.
That's what I want.
Oh.
Look, we could come out empty-handed, but since we're in the semi-finals of the Carabao, let's go for it. Since we've topped the Champions League group, we're in the knockout stages, let's go for it. Since we're in the next stages of the FA Cup, our competition, most time winners, let's go for it. Since we're leading the Premier League by 6 points and there's 14 games to go, let's go for it. Let's go for it all.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Let's go for it all. We might end up with nothing. We might end up with all of it. Let's just go for it and leave nothing.
So let me ask you a question. Just one question. Because you said nothing. If you end up with nothing,
is Arteta supposed to go again?
No. My only question is this: I will not be in a podcast with you where you're going to be recording for Arteta's head. Just say I won't do that. Just say that he has fulfilled my every ambition for this football club. So therefore, I support him to the tilt, and he should be given another year. As long as you don't call for Arteta's head, me, I'm all good.
I'm not calling.
I just want it on tape that if you fall short because he did as you wish, you will not.
Let me put this.
You will not call for Arteta's head.
Let me put this on tape then. Yeah. If we go for everything and fall short in every competition, depending on what that falling short.
There's no.
If we get smashed, if we get smashed 8-0 in the final,
it's very simple.
No, hold on. I'm giving you the context. I'm giving you the context.
If he pulls out a full team, every contest, which competition, it means he's doing as you asked. He's not. You cannot blame him whether or not Saka deserves to pull.
If we get smashed 8-0 in every competition, right? That's a different. Nigel, you need the context behind this. Anyway, but to wrap this up anyway, right? So just looking at the fixtures, going back to an earlier discussion, Man City still have Liverpool away. That's next. They've got Newcastle at home. That's not going to be easy. They're away at Leeds. that shouldn't be easy. They still have Chelsea away. They still have us to play. And last game of the season, they're at home to Aston Villa. That could be extremely quite tasty, right? If you look at us and our games that we have left, right? We have Tottenham away, followed by Chelsea at home. Hopefully 6 points there. And then, not to disrespect anyone, but we're looking at the big games on paper. We then have Man City away and then Newcastle at home back to back. And that's it. So City, when you look at it, do have a bit more of a difficult run in the Premier League for the remainder of the season. So let's see how they get on against Liverpool next.
At this time of the season, but who do you have?
That's a relegation scrap.
Yeah, relegation scrap or potentially Champions League scrap. Because those.
Well, I'm going to have to do that for City as well then. And if you look at
because those teams,
pretty much everyone.
Basically, think around 14, 15, 16.
It's everybody.
Yeah. So 15 below, I think you're right. Anything between 15 and 8 by the time you play them, I think it's fine. The league table should start taking shape now. It's very congested. But by the time you start playing certain teams, I have to look at your fixture list. Because when people are fighting for their lives and fighting to feed their children, the fixtures that look very easy on paper, no, they take a whole new. We can tell you now, we lost the league, and I still haven't gone over it against West Ham.
Man City's next 3 are Liverpool, Fulham, and Newcastle, and our next 3 is Sunderland, Brentford, Tottenham. So there's no easy games in the Premier League, but I know
Brentford is what
I'd rather have.
We're away.
We're away. And they're going to be without Sade.
Anything at home for you is the away ones, and it depends where it falls after your European fixtures, to be honest with you.
We're at home after every European fixture, I believe.
Then you should win the league. In which case, then you can go for all the other ones, win the league. Win the league, and then you have my blessing to go for the quadruple. But you can't end the season with just the League Cup with that squad.
I don't care. I want a trophy. We said this last week. I want a trophy. I'm not gathering. I'm not picking and choosing. I want a trophy. I don't discriminate. I want a trophy. I want a bus parade at the end of the season. I don't care what it is we are parading. I want a trophy. Now, if you said to me, what is my priority of preference? I will tell you that, surprisingly, the Premier League is my bread and butter. That's the one that I want the most, more so than the Champions League, even though we've never won the Champions League. There's something about just completing the job in a season over 38 games over Pep. I want that. I want Arteta to have that on his resume. I want the league more than any other trophy, but I want all the trophies. I ain't discriminating.
Wait, hold on. So, for clarity, so you lose the league after.
I'm going to be gutted.
You lose the league. Yeah. You get knocked out of the FA Cup, whatever. It can happen. You get to this. Whatever, you get knocked out of the Champions League. Doesn't matter what level you get to. You don't win it.
And we win the Carabao Cup. I'm celebrating.
And you win the Carabao Cup.
I'm celebrating.
You won that. Wait, hold on. No, you can celebrate. I celebrate. But you want a bus?
We're gonna do a bus parade. I'm gonna go. If there's a bus parade for the Carabao, I'm going. I told you last week. I'll be in Thailand come end of the season. I'm coming back with any bus parade we have. My stance don't change.
I will fly back. I'll fly back just to be next to you.
Come. I'm welcoming all of you.
This one I will celebrate with you. Honestly, all my life. I think you'll need support. I'll be there with you.
Right. On that note, I'm gonna call time on the show, my bro. We'll be back again Sunday, and this will be the last episode that I'm able to do in the UK, because I am hoping to. Let me not finish that sentence, because we'll leave it up to fate. However, what I will say is the next game week The big match sees Man United playing host to Tottenham, and it also sees Liverpool playing host to Man City. What a game that is going to be. And on that note, I am going to thank you for joining me this evening, Nige. I'm going to thank
Always a
you
pleasure.
for getting to this point, and we will see you on the next Over the Line show.
Of it.